right, let's check out this book that I purchased from Limited Run Games. Let's crack it open and see what's in it. Now, when I was looking at this book, I picked it up over at the Southern California Retro Gaming Expo, and there's a couple of books out there that are similar like this, similar to this style of book. And the one that came to mind for me was this one, The Art of Atari by Tim Lapatino. And that one was truly an amazing piece of work. But let's just kind of go and see. It looks to be a much smaller book, considering that it's only showcasing the volume 1, 1977 through 1978. And then it shows the games here that they're going to be showcasing. And it's by Kevin Bunch. And then on the back you have a nice shot of the Atari 26, a close-up of the console. And then again, the games, more of them shown here on the back. So here in the inside cover, we don't have anything. And then we have the Breakaway 4 photograph. And I like this, it has a watermarked version, and if picture here in the background, and it says this is dedicated to my wife Robin. Got the foreword, introductions. Let's check it out. So this is the foreword by Jen Frank. Oh, got a little bit of glare there. Introduction. Welcome to the early days, introducing Atari's official 1977 line of video games. Next year our competition will introduce them. In other words, they are ahead of the pack. That is neat right there. The world before the VCS. Got the Odyssey. Looks like the first Odyssey. So we're taking a trip down the history here. I like it. And it has some of the old advertising. Historical overview of the Atari Video Computer System. It's funny that they call it a computer system instead of a gaming console. Everyone has to have their own microprocessor. It was the fashion of the time. Fairchild did, and it was a dog. I really admired RCA, but if the Fairchild microprocessor was a dog, the RCA microprocessor was a dead rat. They were very, very slow, and that's from Alcorn. So there's a nice little history here, and I like these that there's all these articles that I can go back and read. And then here we have a nice photograph. Now this is of the box, one of the boxes that they sold the Atari 2600 in. Because when the Atari 2600 came out, it was bundled with Combat, which was a great cartridge for only 2K worth of space that they used. And they had all those amazing games. So just a nice tribute to the programmers that coded. And made a fun game. It was 2-player, bunch of different variations, but you had the biplanes. Yeah, and you had all these different modes. And for the time when people first got the Atari 2600, it was sort of replacing their Pong consoles, because that was what was popular back then as well. And so this was kind of like an improved version of Pong. It was more interactive. And look at that, so you got the price there, $159.99, which was a lot of money in 1977. So there's a nice write-up here on these games too. I like how they have the box art. So anyway, yeah, like I said, I picked this book up at the SoCal Retro Gaming Expo. It was $32, and I'm looking forward to reading through it more to get more into it, and then also to pick up any follow-ups that they might do. Somebody put a lot of work into this, putting this together. The other thing I like is the crease in the middle. It's not covering up words or anything. Indy 500 is such a great game. Had its own controller. And that's the thing, back in the early days, Atari was innovating. They came out with new controllers for things, for different types of games. Starship. The black and white photos, that's pretty cool. Outer Space. And so that's what this book is. Let's see if they have anything, any centerfolds. Ooh, nice. Studio 2, RCA Studio 2. Okay, no, it didn't. "1977 ends and 78 begins. Fresh challenges," and then they have a nice article here on that. And these were the adapters you needed in order to hook it up to your old televisions. In most cases were black and white, and then sometimes you would have a channel selector between 2 and 3, or 3 and 4. And I know the young people definitely haven't had any experience with that, because everything now has been modernized and is pretty much HDMI, or at very least the RCA adapters. Here we go with the Odyssey 2, I think. Let's see where that starts. Yeah, the VCS competitor. I remember when this came out because it had like a Pac-Man game. It was Casey Munchkin. And then at the end of 78 and 79 dawns, the Atari feels the heat. By this time, it surely does. And then there's some articles on that. And then you have your bibliography, and I believe there's an appendix B, there's appendix A and B. Okay, so in this appendix A, what they have is the game release dates. It's probably hard to see on this. If I can go and zoom. It has Odyssey 2. So a lot of the game release dates. Interview with Larry Wagner, the former head of Atari's consumer software development team. Okay, so that's what they have added to the Appendix B. On research resources, how games are covered. And they have a nice shot of the CX40 joystick. We're looking at the book here, about an inch thick. Well worth the purchase. Atari Archive, Volume 1, 1977 through 78. A contextual history of the Atari CX2600 video computer system's first 2 years by Kevin Bunch. I think it's well worth the money if you can find a copy of it. Check it out, add it to your collection. Highly recommended.